What's going on? Welcome to HDiiTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Week 4 has been wrapped up, so everybody's looking forward to what's the recap. I didn't want to make this a live. I went to sleep after the games. I was tired. So the issue is that the recaps that we've got, what we learned and everything was that the Miami Dolphins, if you look at the Minnesota Vikings and you look at the Miami Dolphins, you see two teams who had Brian Flores. Now, Brian Flores isn't the head coach. He's the DC for the Minnesota Vikings. But ever since he's left Miami, the defense hasn't been that well. Now, in this game, the defenses really didn't matter. The problem is that you have an injury-prone quarterback and you lost your other quarterback. You were down to Huntley. Your offensive line has been kind of shaky. The Titans didn't really do nothing. But what we saw with the Dolphins is you guys overpaid for tuna fish. You should have waited and got you another quarterback. You guys should have went after Lamar Jackson when you had the chance to get Lamar Jackson. And this is what I told people. All these teams that are struggling with not having strong quarterbacks is because you bum owners colluded to keep Lamar from going to another team. You put all these fake reports out there. Oh, he wants money like Deshaun Watson. Why not? Up to that point, he's had a better career than Deshaun Watson, a better career than any other quarterback except Patrick Mahomes. And again, you guys continuously show your ineptitude as a franchise. Brian Flores still should have been the coach of the Miami Dolphins. You guys keep telling me this guy here is a guru, but then you're going to make an excuse. Oh, well, he don't have Tua. He don't have his quarterback. His quarterback's not playing. But he's a guru, though. You can't have it both ways. If you're an offensive guru, you should be able to come up with a game plan to help your team, right? Look at the Packers. Packers had Malik Willis, a guy who y'all said wasn't shit. What happened? You know what happened? Malik went out there, did the game plan correctly. They won the game. The Miami Dolphins are down to their third quarterback. Now, tuna fish can come back by week 8. Now, Skylar Thompson, what is he going to do? Is Skylar Thompson going to be back in enough time to help this offense? I don't know. Is Tyler Huntley the answer? Not from what I saw. He can't run this offense. This offense needs somebody to step back and let it go. The more you hold on to the ball, the more you're susceptible to get sacked, right? But the Dolphins tried to run the ball. They couldn't run the ball for nothing. They couldn't run the ball for anything. The play calling to me, they should have ran more hitches. They should have ran more drag routes, shallow drag routes, but didn't matter. Every time Huntley stepped back, he was getting hit. And the reason he was getting hit because they really don't have a strong offensive line in Miami. Hence the two quarterbacks going down. And this is what I'm saying. If you're a general manager, you're supposed to have an offensive line put together to protect your quarterback you done overpaid. Right? The Miami Dolphins were out of it that game, out of it last night. All we learned was they ain't shit without tuna fish. This coach ain't shit unless he has a quarterback like tuna fish back there. He's not a guru. He's weird as hell. He looks like the character off of Sin City with the glasses. Very creepy looking. But this is who they praise, right? This is who they love to praise. This guy's overrated. I kept telling people for years he's overrated. The guy keep calling these weak ass plays. Weak ass plays. And I'm like, look, man. Nobody got time for all this. Nobody ain't got time for this crap. Right? So, the coach got exposed. The coach got exposed. Now, can the Dolphins get back right? Yeah. I think if not with Huntley, I think they need to give Huntley another week, and I think they'll be better. This was short notice when they brought Huntley in, but they might have to go get another quarterback because I don't know if Huntley fits this system. This system needs somebody to throw the ball like everything's timing. And if you don't have the timing, especially with these fast-paced receivers, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be in big trouble. I mean, the Titans have wasted the defense. They wasted a running game. I told you guys, Will Levis ain't it. Now, he got hurt doing something stupid, trying to dive, and then when he dove, he landed on his shoulder, and he was done for the game. And Mason Rudolph, like I predicted to you guys, Mason Rudolph is going to end up being the starter, and the Titans are going to be a much better team. They are. They're going to be a much better team. I'm not saying they're going to win the division, but they could actually fight for that number 2 spot, because the Colts, they lost Anthony Richardson. Now they got Flacco. Flacco is okay, but you guys have to understand, Flacco is older now. And I don't see him really taking this team far. If he manages the game and they do everything they're supposed to do, excuse me, they could be a dangerous team. But like I said, you have to be careful with it. Like the Titans, Mason Rudolph to me is the guy who you start. I think he'll help the Titans get better, and I think they could mess around and get to maybe the 3rd or 2nd seed in the division. Now, overall playoffs, I don't think they're making the playoffs. But anything could happen. They got a running game. They got a defense. The receivers are okay. But this just goes to show you that they should have kept Malik Willis. You should have kept Malik Willis. You should have developed Malik Willis. You guys never gave Malik Willis the opportunity you gave Will Levis. And guess what I call it? Karma. I call it karma. Y'all deserve to be shit. Y'all deserve to be dog shit right now. Personally. And I hope you guys lose, but I just know with Mason Rudolph, you guys will be a better team because Mason Rudolph's not a bad quarterback. It's just that he's not a franchise quarterback. He's a solid starter, like to get you going until you find you the quarterback, but you had the quarterback. You guys just didn't want to work with him. That's what I'm saying. Why would you draft Malik Willis knowing you guys weren't really going to play him? Then you're going to draft Levis in the 2nd round after you just drafted Malik in round 3. It's like, what are we talking about? Stupidity. And it's by design for them to be stupid. It's by design for them to be stupid. Like, how dumb can you be? Just stupidity. But, like I said, Will Levis, we'll see what his shoulder look like. It's probably a sore. He might be out next week's game or he might play. But if I'm the Titans, I'm skeptical to bring him back right away. Real talk. I would let Mason Rudolph, I will let him play. I will let Mason Rudolph ball out. I will let him ball out. I will let him do his thing until we see what Levis is up to. But what we learned is McDaniels ain't good without a accurate or quick release quarterback. He got exposed. He's not a real good coach, which I knew he wasn't. And then the Titans got exposed because they chose the wrong quarterback. Now, what we learned also yesterday, the Lions and the Seahawks are for real. Now, they're for real. Now, everyone would be like, well, it was high scoring. The defenses didn't play. Man, the defenses did okay. It's just that the offenses were just awesome. They were just awesome. The defenses weren't really that bad. It's just the offenses just did what they had to do. The Seahawks proved that they got a solid offense. Defensively, they got beat on some plays. But if they clean it up, I could actually see them winning the West. Now, before the year, I think I had I liked the Cardinals more, and then I had I had the I had the Cardinals, I had the Rams, Niners, but right now I'm wrong. So I admit I'm wrong, but the Seahawks look to me a lot better, but they always start out fast. What are they going to do near the end of the season? because Geno has done this since college, where he'll start off fast. He'll have some great games here and there, but then the games they really need to win, he kind of fades late. The Seahawks to me look like they could win the NFC West the way they play, but they still have some holes here and there where they could lose, where they not only could lose, but they could honestly derail them. But you got two running backs, Walker the fourth, and then you have Charbonnet. That'll help you down the stretch in November and December. So they got the running game. What they need is the defense to pick it up, and they most likely could win the division or make the wild card, depending on what the Niners do. So what I learned was the Seahawks are good. They're going to be dangerous still, but they just got to clean up some things, and they're not that far away. The Seahawks could honestly be the best team in the league. You know, if they just continue to do what they got to do. Geno Smith, I had him in the MVP talks, but they lost that game. But he still had a pretty good game, even though he threw those picks. But that one play that they were driving where they were only down by a touchdown, I don't believe that was holding. I believe they got screwed on that call, but hell, the Lions won. Now, the Lions had a great game plan. The Lions are good. They could win the NFC North. They look very dangerous and could win the NFC North. But what the Lions have to do is they have to consistently get stops. There was a lot of times, man, like they were struggling to get stops and get off the field. They've got to get better at that. They have to get better at that. Goff is good when you keep the offense complex, you get the ball out of his hands. If you got Goff holding the ball way too much, that is a recipe for disaster. Seriously, that's a recipe for disaster. Recipe for disaster. And it is. So he has to be careful with how he holds on to the ball. The running game, they did what they were supposed to do, run the damn ball. You got two running backs who are probably the best two. You probably have the best duo in the league. Run the damn ball. Look what happened when you ran the ball with Montgomery. Look what happened when you ran the ball with Gibbs. You were up 21-0, I believe. No, 21-7. Because they went up 14-0. They scored, got 7, and it was 21-7. Look what happens. When you run the ball, your defense is able to get off the field because they're rested. But if you don't run the ball and you want Goff to be this 35 to 40 attempt passer, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. And it happens. So the Lions did what they were supposed to do. If the Lions play like that, the Lions could be punching their way to New Orleans. They just have to play that way. St. Brown, J-Mo, Laporta, they dominated. When you have them dominating, they're tough. Just like the Seahawks. They ran the ball. But when it was time to make plays, DK, Ejigba, and Lockett, Najigba mainly was balling, and DK got some big catches, but he also gave up that fumble. When he fumbled the ball, that messed the momentum up. So like I said, if the Seahawks clean up their stuff, they could be in New Orleans. If the Lions clean up their stuff, they could be in New Orleans. So both teams, what we learned yesterday, if they don't make mistakes, both teams could actually give other teams problems. They could possibly be the two best teams in the NFC. Seriously. Now, what we also learned was Baltimore Ravens did something that we've been clamoring for the whole goddamn year. Give the goddamn ball to Derrick Henry. What the hell is you doing? If I got Derrick Henry in the back of me, right? In the back of me, but yet you assholes are like, well, we didn't bring Derrick Henry here to run the ball 20 to 30 times. Then what the hell you brought him in for, John? You brought him in there just to look good with muscles? Just to look muscular and chill? This is what I'm talking about. You should have been giving the goddamn ball to Derrick Henry all season. Y'all would have beat the Chiefs. Y'all would have beat the Raiders. But you know why you did it? Because of your ineptitude as a coach. Lamar Jackson, you got to hang on to the ball. You can't be 1 minute complaining. You can't 1 minute need your guys to make plays. You can't go out there being flimsy with the ball, because it's going to come down to it in a big game in the AFC, either championship or semis or wild card or wherever, however you guys get into the however y'all get into the playoffs. Excuse me. Even a game this year, like even in the regular season game this year, that'll cost you the game, man. If you got your foot on a team's neck, drive it through his trachea and get them out of there. Break that bitch. Break the trachea and get them out of there. You can't keep doing this where you guys are up. And this is what the Ravens do. The Ravens will be blowing the team out, and then they all of a sudden make a fumble or they throw a pick or something happens. You got to clean that up. This is what's keeping the Ravens from actually winning it all. Is weird plays where they have it, they could just punish their opponent, and then they do something dumb to keep them in the game. But Lamar played okay yesterday. And plus, Lamar got to let the ball fly. Sometimes you got to let that bitch fly. You got to trust your guys. These are all they're going to give you. They're not going to give you a Devontae Adams. They're not going to give you any great receiver. So you got to play with the receivers you got, because this is Baltimore. I told your ass to leave a long time ago. You wanted to stay and play with a team that gives you mediocre talent. But that's what you wanted to do. And I'm going to support you to the end of your career. Even after your career, I'm going to support you. But you got to continuously drive your foot and stake through the heart. Drive your foot through their neck. You got to. If you don't, y'all going to end up back home again. And then you're going to get the Shannon Sharps. You're going to get the Stephen C. Smiths. All the UTs and house niggas going to come out ready to pounce on you. Right? Just saying. But nobody want to talk about it. But we learned that the Ravens can play. And then look at their defense. We learned the defense can actually bring pressure. They brought more than 4. They brought 5. Sometimes they brought 6. Sometimes they brought 7. When they weren't getting or generating a pass rush, Zach Orr, give him credit, he blitzed. They played a great defensive game plan and offensive game plan the day before yesterday. Beautiful. They did great on all facets of the game. And we learned that when the Ravens are hitting on all cylinders and that they're doing what they're supposed to do, not playing not to lose. They played to win. If the Ravens play to win, they'll win the game. But if you're out here, John Harbaugh coaching like Marty Schottenheimer, playing scared to lose, you're going to go home again. That's the problem with the Ravens. John Harbaugh need to stop playing like Marty Schottenheimer, talking about Marty ball. No, that's loser ball. Stop playing loser ball and win the game. Now, the Buffalo Bills, what did we learn? We learned that if you generate pressure on Josh Allen, you can win the game. If you shut their running game down, you get physical with their receivers, you can win. But Buffalo's not really a bad team. I think Buffalo is a lot better than they have been in the past because they have a balance now. It's just that the Ravens shut them down. Now, could I see the Bills being shut down like that again? No. But Josh Allen really didn't play all that bad. They just played great defense on him. They kept him contained. They shut the running game down. Now, everybody like, oh, they've been exposed. Actually, they haven't. The Bills have a good team. The problem with the Bills is that Josh Allen, when they need him to make the throws to try to win the game or get it going, when he goes against top-notch defenses and a top-notch pass rush, he struggles. But nobody's going to call him out for it because he's the big, great white hope. They want to compare him to Elway, which I don't see. Elway had way more cojones than this guy has, in my opinion. Now they're saying he don't have help. He does have help. Josh Allen just has to deliver. His receivers, Shakir, Keon Coleman. Who else do you have? Kincaid at tight end. He don't even get Kincaid involved. Because, Josh Allen's not a real strong pocket passer. I told you guys that. He's more of, I need to run around, need to run to my left, run to my right, and I need to throw the ball up. That's how he plays. Backyard football. Him and Patrick Mahomes. Backyard football players. Lamar Jackson. Lamar throws from the pocket. He's just a very athletic quarterback. He can scramble. But he's a better pocket passer than those guys. He is. Josh Allen, they just have to go back to the drawing board, come back. They got to find a way to establish the run. If James Cook is running the ball like he is, the Bills would be unstoppable. But the Ravens defense came with a great game plan and just shut them down. The Bills will bounce back. The Bills are going to make the playoffs. They're going to win the AFC East. Like I told everybody, the Bills are going to win the AFC East because Josh Allen is the best quarterback in that division. He just is. He is. And their team is the best team in the division until proven otherwise. Just saying. That's what they're going to be. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs got saved again by the refs at the end of the game. But the Chargers Justin Herbert got exposed again. I told you guys, Herbert is a great quarterback for 3.5 quarters. And then when it's time for him to step up, he's the same. He don't step up. Y'all got to stop putting these quarterbacks on a pedestal. Y'all didn't even have Lamar Jackson in y'all top 10. Y'all going to put a guy like this who hasn't proven shit. But all of a sudden you guys say he's a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson. No, he's not. Patrick Mahomes is a great football player. He is not a great quarterback. To me, he's an average quarterback. And he proved it again yesterday where he struggles to throw from the pocket. He struggles to make those throws. And that's not knocking him. But Patrick Mahomes is a first ballot Hall of Famer, yes. But the past 2 seasons, I believe, maybe 3 at most, he has struggled to throw from the pocket. He has struggled to throw guys open. And please, stop blaming him. He ran and hit Rashee Rice in the knee. He was trying to make the tackle. It was an accident. You guys have got to stop trying to say, oh, well, it's his fault because Rashee Rice was hurt. He hurt Rashee Rice. He took ownership of it. See, this is the difference between Patrick Mahomes and a lot of these quarterbacks. Him and Lamar Jackson, these are why I like these two quarterbacks, because Patrick Mahomes owns up to his shit. He owns up to, I'm not playing well, or I need to play better. That's my fault. If I wouldn't have thrown that pick, Rashee Rice would still be playing. That is a leader. And I don't see that from a lot of these quarterbacks. Justin Herbert, to me, he's going to give you the stats. He's not that guy. Jim Harbaugh called a great game plan yesterday. The problem is the damn offense couldn't get going. Herbert couldn't make his passes, couldn't make his throws, didn't go through his progressions. And this is a guy y'all put over Lamar Jackson? This guy. This is why I say I don't listen to the media. I don't listen to fans because fans are dumb. Fan dumb. FANDUMB. That's them. The DUMB capitalized. Now, Kansas City got bailed out again. Patrick was playing trash the whole game. Kareem Hunt came in and got some good yards for him. The defense did a good job putting pressure on Herbert, keeping the running game contained. They did a great job at that. But they got saved at the end again. That was not a damn pass interference or holding in the end zone. The guy, they went against each other. He got off of him, played great defense. Patrick Mahomes choked on the throw like he always does from the pocket. That's why I told you guys. Great football player, average quarterback. He is. How many weeks are y'all going to keep saving the Chiefs? Come on. When the Patriots were doing it, the Patriots didn't make it very obvious what they were doing. The Kansas City Chiefs and the NFL is making it very obvious that they're pushing this team. Now, I'm not taking nothing from Mahomes. He led a good drive down the stretch like he always does. Like I said, he's a great football player. But that play there, they should have been held to 3 points and the Chargers may have came back and won. But, hey, they didn't. And I believe Herbert got hurt in the game. I don't know if he finished the game. I forgot. I watched it, though. But Chargers were done at that point when that play happened. So the Chargers showed again that they ain't shit. And they're the same old ass Chargers. Right? Right? Now, who we got next? Green Bay Packers and the Vikings. Jordan Love just came back a week too early. That's all. But I like the Packers. I think the Packers could end up getting that second spot. The Vikings, to me, Brian Flores is doing a hell of a job. But offensively, Sam Darnold started to get exposed, and he's going to get exposed for the rest of the season. He cannot handle the blitz. He cannot handle the stunts. He struggles against front sevens who are able to disguise their blitzes, disguise their drops in coverage. He struggles against that. Reading the front sevens. That's always been his problem. And then when you're blitzing them or you're bringing pressure on him, he turns into the same old Sam. He can't handle it. Now, do I believe in my heart of hearts that they could win the division? Yeah, because of Brian Flores' defense. But Brian Flores' defense started giving up a lot of points near the end because they were tired. So I still think the Packers could finish second. Like I said, I got the Packers behind the Lions. I think the Lions will win this division, and I think the Packers will finish 2. No disrespect to the Vikings, but I just don't see them sustaining playing this type of offense. Like Sam Darnold, if you bring pressure and you get on him and you attack him and put him in binds, disguise your coverages, and defense, everybody plays sound football, everybody plays their responsibility, you could beat the Vikings. But I still think the Lions could win it, and I still think the Packers could. But what's going to help the Vikings win this division is their defense. Their defense held strong at the end, but Jordan Love came back too early. I felt Malik Willis should have played one more week and then bring Jordan Love back next week. Y'all would have been fine. But that's all I learned. Packers are going to be fine. Nothing wrong with them. They have a good system they run. LaFleur, when he actually calls the game how he's supposed to, they're good. Plus, LaFleur has to keep running the ball. Don't go away from Josh Jacobs. Let Josh Jacobs cook. Let the other running back you guys have, I think it's Wilson, let him cook. Let him cook. But what I learned yesterday is that the Vikings are for real with that defense. Just don't trust their quarterback going down the line. And their running game is good with Jones and Huntley. They'll be okay. The Packers, Jordan Love just came back too early, but I believe the Packers are still going to be dangerous. They got a solid team. They'll be fine. LaFleur just got to continue keeping a balanced attack and giving the ball to Josh Jacobs. That'll help them out a lot. Now, the Buccaneers and the Eagles, Nick Sirianni should have been fired last year. Should have been fired. The Buccaneers, they're my team, but the Eagles should not have lost that game like they did yesterday. Defensively, they did not blitz Baker. They were running 4 all game, and they brought 5 or they brought 6 like every once in a while, and that's when they had success. They also couldn't really stop the run. Our running game really gave them problems. Defensively, we knew they were going to pass more than run, which happened. We didn't shut Saquon down. They just stopped running Saquon. And if you were on the live Sunday, shout out to Foolland Speak Sports. He broke it down, and make sure you go subscribe to my boy Foolland Speak Sports. He broke it down that it's a philosophy. It's a management thing. The owner wants to pass the ball. He don't want to run the ball. He want to have nothing but passing. And he explained to us about the Carson Wentz story. You know, he told the truth. He told the truth that hey, he told the truth on that. Where they don't want to run the ball, but every time they play Tampa, they just don't run the ball. I don't know what it is. I don't know if Tampa Bay paid them some money before the game and be like, here the money. There you go. But the Eagles, man, they're in trouble. I think Sirianni ain't doing what he's supposed to do, but even if they get rid of Sirianni, the owner is still going to want them to pass the ball more than throw the ball. So Philly is going to be in trouble for a while because of ownership. because of ownership. Because if they would have ran the ball with Saquon Barkley, they would have been in the game. They would have been in the game. You know, they would have been able to get done what they needed to get done. But that's what we learned yesterday. The Bucks, cake or trash field. Talking about he came into the locker room. He brought a non-stress environment, saying that Tom Brady was stressful. Listen, you bitch ass white boy. Until your ass win multiple Super Bowls, shut your ass up. Those guys were stressed. You know why they were stressed? Because they're not winners. When you're not a winner, you want to have fun all the time. You want to have fun all the time. You're just so happy that you got there, or you're so happy if you do win that, oh, we barely won, but a win is a win. No, that's not a winner's mentality. A winner's mentality is to beat you into submission. A winner's mentality is to play when uncomfortable. Me, I love being uncomfortable because it makes me stronger. Tom Brady loves playing uncomfortable because it makes him stronger. He makes it tough for everybody because he knows what it takes to win. If you want to have fun, like he said, take your ass to Disneyland. I'm here to win. I'm not here to baby you guys. And that's what happened with Tampa. That's why they lost that next year, because Mike Evans is a bitch. I keep telling y'all he's a bitch. Everybody like, he got all these numbers. Yeah, because he's in an era where there's not no tough defenses. If you put his ass back in the 2000s and the 90s, his bitch ass won average shit. He's a horrible route runner. He only runs one or two routes. And he's going to get his yards because you know where he got most of his yards from? Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston was giving him all these deep passes and he would end the season with over 1,000 yards. He's a punk. That's why him and Brady didn't get along, because he's a bitch. That's why Brady used to go to Godwin and used to go to Antonio Brown, because he's a bitch. He's always been a bitch. Baker Mayfield, bitch. The biggest bitch of them all. Everybody like, well, I bet the Browns miss him. He would have did the same thing for the Browns. The Browns ain't got no offensive line, no weapons at receiver. If you put Baker Mayfield on that team's still going to suck. They ain't got no running game. It's Deshaun Watson. If Deshaun Watson don't even attempt to play well, they're not in no games. They're going to lose. Y'all don't understand football that it's an 11 team on 11. If one person or even two people are not on the same accord with the other 9 or the other 10 guys on that team, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. I'm going to tell you something, for instance. Like when I was playing middle linebacker, right? We ran the wrong play. Like we had it set to the wrong play. But guess what? We got a forced fumble and a takeaway. You know why? Because all 11 of us were on the same accord. That's why. It's about what your 11 do. I could give you a terrible play call, but if all 11 plays with one another, on the same accord with one another, and you ain't gotta like each other, but as long as y'all on the same page, you're not gonna get beat. Now, the Eagles were without A.J. Brown and without Devontae Smith. But they still could have did better in that game. You had Saquon, and Hurts is not that bad of a quarterback. Hurts is a game manager. If you have Hurts throwing the damn ball 30 to 40, like 35 to 45 times, you're going to lose. Saquon Barkley only carried the ball like 9 times. You need to give Saquon Barkley the ball. He needs the ball more, and they'll be more effective. What we learned is the NFC East in trouble because Washington's coming. Washington's coming. I told you guys, Washington ain't no joke. Y'all keep playing with Washington. Washington gonna beat y'all ass. Because from the game I saw with Dallas and the Giants, which was a terrible game, what I learned is that the NFC East is trash, but Washington. The Eagles are good when they get their pieces back, but they got bad coaching. So what I learned is, and what we learned is that Lamar Jackson is about to creep back in that MVP talk. Kansas City keep getting saved by the refs. And the NFC East is mediocre again this year. And Jaden Daniels, a.k.a. Jaden Brady, he's coming. And we also learned the NFC West, the Seahawks, they just got to clean up some things and they'll be there. Lions as well. The Vikings defensively, great. The Packers were cool. It's just that Jordan Love came back early. So thank you guys for listening, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this, hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you guys love what you hear, you can donate to the page. Go to the description box. Hit that link to my Cash App to donate whatever your heart's desire. You guys can also find me on Zelle. You guys can also super chat when the video's live or premiere. But if you guys come after the video, you guys can leave a super chat. You can leave a super chat in the comment section. Okay. Also, the Buccaneers, can they win the South? Yes, they're looking like they can win the South. I still think we might struggle with the Saints because that defense the Saints have, I don't know how Baker will make it through that. But we'll see. The Saints or the Bucks could end up winning the division. Plus, we got to see about the Falcons. We got to play the Falcons this week coming up. We'll see. So, thank you guys for listening. I'm out. Deezy.